Hey everybody, it's me, Greg Mannarino. How are you today? It is Monday, December 14th, 2015. All right, people, two things I want to talk to you about that are very important. A lot of things are changing and moving forward. Some of this is so obvious. I actually discussed it last week, and things are starting to follow along those exact lines that I said they would. Let's start off with this. Last week, I had done a video where I spoke about how they would do whatever it takes to prop up crude oil in this environment because it's affecting the overall markets. I had said specifically that an escalation for war would be the most likely scenario to, again, prop up crude oil prices. Today, in a very rare move, President Obama spoke from the Pentagon discussing his new strategy to attack the Islamic State. And what happened? Crude oil went higher. Look, we know their playbook. It's incredible. It's laughable that they believe they can fool, well, they can fool most people with this garbage, but to me, it's just so obvious what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. So I tell you, when I heard President Obama today talking from the Pentagon with his tough talk on his attack strategy, it was obvious why it was occurring. Look, this man is having his strings pulled by the banking cartels, which run the entire world. Okay, so that's it. And I believe if you follow this blog, you are well aware of it. So what can we expect with regard to war moving forward? It is going to escalate further. And they will do anything to keep this market propped up, especially in this environment. I'm talking about the Federal Reserve, which is going to announce, I believe, a rate hike this week. They have no choice. If they do not do this, again, whatever credibility that they have, and I discussed this as well in a video I did last week, will be lost. So what is the Federal Reserve doing right now to compensate for this? I'm going to place a link to the nationaldebtclock.org in the description of this video and in the comments section. The Federal Reserve has embarked on a brand new, truly epic money printing binge, and you can see this in real time by clicking on that link to the nationaldebtclock.org. Scroll down on the left side of the page, you will see money creation. The Federal Reserve is printing cash right now at a truly blinding pace. The numbers can't even keep up. Look at the national debt as well. The numbers can't even keep up, because understand, every dollar that they print out of thin air is a unit of debt. You got it? It's not a unit of wealth. So you can see this in real time. It is frightening. So the Federal Reserve is now flooding the world with extra dollars, again, in an environment where they're not needed. How do we know they're not needed? Look at the money velocity, something I tell you all the time. We are near historic lows. Money velocity, very simply, the rate at which cash is moving through an economy. If we're at historic lows, why is the Federal Reserve printing cash out of thin air at a truly blinding pace right now? Again, they're setting this up for an infinitesimal rate hike this week, 1/4% or 25 basis points. I believe it's coming. I also said in my video last week, I believe we're going to get a relief rally off of this. Something I covered, I believe it was the last video I did last week. I had expected that the stock market would rise this week. Today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up triple digits, 100 and something points. And this may continue. In fact, I believe it will throughout this week. And I also think we may get some type of a relief rally on Wednesday when the Federal Reserve announces policy. And we can expect crude oil to move higher as well. Why? War is going to escalate. We're going to hear more of this tough talk out of Obama, who's being literally handed a script by the banks, by the Federal Reserve. Understand, the enforcement arm of the Federal Reserve is the United States military. Okay, the banks run everything because they control the cash, period. And everything else will just follow in line along those lines. It's terrible, but that is the state of affairs of the world at this time here. Another thing you need to consider is world central banks have literal a skin in the game with regard to these markets. And how do we know that? Again, they've taken over the market. We do not have a free market. So they will use the military and whatever other disgusting mechanism that they need to do to keep all this propped up until it all just breaks. And it is going to break. You need to be betting against that debt, like I've been saying forever, becoming your own central bank, holding hard assets. And if you're a millennial, and again, open your mouths and open your eyes as to the situation that you're inheriting and these wars that you're going to be forced to fight because of the establishment for which Obama is clearly the spokesperson at this time. And I tell you, just once again, when I heard him come out today with his speech at the Pentagon, talking tough on his new war strategy, and crude oil was moving up, I was like, well, there it is. Uh, it's it's I don't know. Fill in the blank for me. Post it here. I will read the comments. With that said, let's see how all this plays out, people. I'll see you soon. Over now.